If you want to live a happier life, a good thing to do is spend some time thinking about what habits you always regret and what habits you never regret. And this is something I've done with hundreds of clients. And here are a few examples of the guys that I've worked with. And in this video, I'm going to share 5 of the habits my clients never regret. And I'm going to share these habits on my blog.
Habit 1. I was on a call with a potential client and I asked him why he reached out. And he said, last Saturday, I felt like the worst dad in the world. I was sitting on the floor with my son, hungover, and he kept saying, "Daddy, play with me." And I couldn't do anything. I couldn't muster any energy. And I just felt like an absolute crap dad. That client signed up and we've been working together now for 2 years. For the last 18 months, he hasn't touched a drop of alcohol. In that time, he's lost 10 kilos of fat. He's had 4 promotions at the company he works at. And he puts that down to the increased productivity during the week because he's not hungover. But more importantly, he's able to be an incredible dad to his son, taking him on weekend bike rides, he does woodwork with him, and he's able to connect with him so much more. So habit 1, avoid drinking alcohol. Habit number 2, one of the worst moments of my parenting life is when I was playing Magna Tiles with my son, and we've been sitting down for about 10 minutes, and then he looked up at me and he said, "Daddy, put your phone down." And I realised I've been on it for a minute, not doing anything productive, but even if I had been, it doesn't matter, because in that moment, my son thought that my phone was more important than him. And so habit number 2 that you'll never regret is putting your phone in another room when you're playing with your kids. You'll both feel more connected. And if there's one thing that we'll all agree on, it's that our phones are definitely not more important than our kids. Habit 3. When your kid is being unreasonable and they're not being logical at all, and you cut their toast into triangles, not squares, and they lose it, you know that they're losing it because of a couple of reasons. And well, one of those reasons is they're probably hungry, or hangry, as it's more commonly known. And well, physiologically, if somebody's hungry, they're going to be more reactive to stress and likely to be more snappy. And so if you're a dad and find yourself snapping at all of the little things your kids do that don't really matter, then this one's really important. Have a high protein breakfast that keeps you full up until lunchtime, because then you're going to be less hungry, less snappy, and have a better day, and you'll never regret that. The worst way to start a Saturday is when you hear, "Daddy!" and your kid crawls in bed with you. Then you try and open your eyes and your eyes feel like lead. And you're super tired and you know that the whole day is just going to drag because you've barely got any energy to lumber yourself out of bed. But conversely, the best way to start a Saturday is when you hear, "Daddy!" and your kid climbs in your bed with you and you open your eyes and you feel full of energy. Your muscles are ready to go and you spring out of bed. Well, that's obviously the same situation, but the difference is when people go to bed early and they get enough sleep. So habit number 4 is going to bed on time and getting enough sleep, because that'll put you in a prime position to enjoy the weekend with your family, which is the most important thing. You probably knew about these habits before you watched this video, but putting them into practice is a totally different game altogether. So if you want help with that, click the link below for 4 weeks free coaching and you'll get an email series from me that guides you along this journey so you can find a way to make these habits stick, and you'll get all the tools and information you need to transform, just like my clients here did. And of course, if you want bespoke coaching, drop me an email. Let's have a chat. Habit number 5. One of the hardest things about being a dad is realizing you have so much more responsibility now than you did before you were a parent. You've literally got a little human who you have to look after, guide, mentor, coach, and be a dad too. What if I told you there's a habit that helps you deal with the mental load of being a parent, helps you be a better role model, but also helps you feel better in yourself and help you regain that sense of self and that sense of identity, which so many people lose when they first become a dad? Well, there is a habit that can help, and that's working out, whether that's in the gym doing strength training or cardio, ideally a combination of both. But that's habit number 5. You'll never regret working out. These are 5 habits that will keep you fit and healthy. But if you want to lose 6 to 8 kilos in a relatively short period of time, then you should check out this video here, because I go through exactly what you need to do, how you need to do it, and give you a few mindset tips that will help you do exactly that.